We are in this mess because Mnisi Wemvula was threatened, and Mnisi said, you know what? I'm going to go out with the fight. I'm going to show my brilliance, and I'm definitely going to burn the state's case. Most importantly, I'm going to ridicule the state's advocate, George Baloyi. What a day. Have you been watching this live? Drop a one in the comment section if you have. But if not, guess what? I've got you, okay? I've got you. I'm going to bring you the breakdown. This is Mnisi Wemvula responding to Advocate George Baloyi. And my goodness, he has a mouthful to tell him, including the case that George Baloyi cited. Unfortunately or fortunately for George Baloyi, Mnisi Wemvula knows that case all too well, and he breaks it down. I want you to notice he is not reading. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the type of response to heads of arguments I enjoy, when it is literally presented and not read, because we ain't here for the funda tembi situation. But it's okay. Not everybody is cut from the same cloth. I get it, because I know Nxumalo will be here with the reading, okay? But I digress. Remember, I have merch. Make sure you click the link below. You can get a t-shirt, you can get a mug, you can get our famous apron. Don't miss out on it this holiday season, okay? You can even buy them for your family members as gifts. In fact, let's just do a quick check. Are your family members also subscribed to Mzansi Unfiltered? I mean, just take their phones and subscribe, okay? We're on the road to 70,000 subscribers. 75,000, not 70. Oh my goodness. We're headed on the road to 75,000 subscribers. Let's end the year with a bang. And I can count on you to get us there. But let's get to Mnisi Wemvula in this brilliant response. I cannot emphasize this enough. Here goes.
I was expecting. I thought that the state would come up with something totally, something that is totally out of the realm of the ordinary, from the process that is known with regards to how a statement of a witness is being dealt with, if the credibility of that witness is to be challenged, my lord. At the moment, I thought that the state would come up with an authority that says, no, there's an exception to the fact that before a witness is impeached on his statement, we don't have to prove his statement. I've gone through their heads of argument. There is nothing such as that, my lord. All that the state is talking about, they are repeating the evidence of Brigadier Kininda, which is already on record. They are repeating the evidence of Mr. Zungu, which is already on record. They are talking about the interest of justice that we all know. They are also talking about the evidence of Mr. Kwabeni that is already on record, and a whole lot of ideas. But one point that the case is, that the state is missing is to come up with exceptional circumstances where a witness can be cross-examined on the basis of his statement without proving that statement. The issues in this case are very circumscribed. They're very specific and they're less complicated. Before a witness is challenged on the basis of his statement, that statement must be proved. It must be established. Now the state says, no, but and Mr. Mnisi, when he led Mr. Kwabeni, he already proved that statement. I'm sitting here and wondering at what point did I do that? Now I recall that probably the state did not understand what was happening here, because this is exactly what happened. Mr. Kwabeni said, and this is what is also encapsulated in the state's heads of argument. Mr. Kwabeni said, no, because I was being assaulted, and I'm going to specifically refer to such a passage in the state's heads of argument, my lord. Then I ended up saying to my torturers that, can you please transfer everything that Mose has said in his statement into the statement that you say I must make, and then I will sign it. Apparently, something was done. And then Mr. Kwabeni says, I then put an S in that particular statement. Then I went back to Mr. Kwabeni and said, Mr. Kwabeni, did you make a statement? Mr. Kwabeni said, I told my torturers that they should transfer what Moses accused number one, what accused number one has said in his statement into the document that they want me to sign, and I would sign it. And I was doing that with a view to stop the torture, and I put an S there. And then I went back to Mr. Kwabeni and said, Mr. Kwabeni, did you then make a statement? He said to me, but Mr. Mnisi, I did exactly what I told you what I did. Stop asking me a lot of questions. And then I said, no, wait, Mr. Kwabeni, wait. Let me tell you lawfully how a statement has been made. And then I took him through the steps on how a statement is being made. And I remember quite vividly the court saying, but Mr. Mnisi, you seem to be cross-examining your witness. And I constantly told the court that I wasn't cross-examining my witness, madam, because I was simply showing the witness how, I was actually trying to bring to the attention of this witness how a statement is being made. And this is what I said to him, Mr. Kwabeni, this is how a statement is being made. The police would be sitting down that other side. He'll be having a paper and a pen in his hand or in his hand. And then he will ask you, what language are you comfortable in? And then you will tell him the language. If there's a need of an interpreter, the interpreter will be there. And then the police will tell you, will you then be in a position to write the statement yourself, or you will narrate it to me and then I write it down, and then you'll make your choice. Assuming the circumstances that you elect that you narrate a story and the police in whose presence you are would then be writing down the statement. You would narrate your story, the police will write down the statement. You narrate the story, the police will write down the statement. But after having done that, at the end of it all, if that statement is written in English, he is supposed to read it back to you with an interpretation in the language that you understand. If it's Zulu, that should be interpreted in Zulu. If it's Tswana, that should be interpreted in Tswana. It must be read back to you for you to confirm the content of that statement. And if you're happy with that statement, at the end of it all, it is then that you would then have to pen your signature, append your signature on that statement as a confirmation that you agree with that statement. That is how a statement is made, Mr. Kwabeni. Do you understand? He said, no, I understand. Then I asked him, is this what happened when this alleged statement was taken from you? He said, no. Then the state wants to use that.
Whether you're team state or team defense, you have to agree Mnisi Wemvula is good as he is responding to the state from the bar. He's not reading, and he is accounting exactly what happened in that courtroom, because I remember it too when my lord jumped into the arena and said, "You're cross-examining the witness." And Mnisi said, "I am not." And my lord responded, "It is the law, it is the law. You're cross-examining." And Mnisi said, "I'm not." And he proceeded to continue to ask Gwabini the questions. And Gwabini did indeed say, just go ahead and transfer whatever Muzi has said. Just do it, okay? And I'm going to sign. And his signature is the famous or infamous S. And he put it right there. Unfortunately for him, an S is much more forgeable than Absalom Zungu's intricate cursive signature. But we are not there. I digress. So, another thing I want to confirm is that as I think of the Section 204 situationship, when you listen back to what Absalom Zungu said, he might have never used the word Section 204, but everything he said amounts to a Section 204 witness offer that they were putting on the table for him by Brigadier Bongani Nicholas Gabadia Gininda. Except the abduction. Abduction is not part of being a Section 204 witness. It has to be done voluntarily, and he needs his own legal representation there to confirm he understands what deal he's going into. But there was no legal representation, as we know. And also, it was an abduction of an old man. But we are not there. We are here at Gwabini. Gwabini. The man who came to shake up the state's case, turned them upside down. Even has assassinators now allegedly inside party within the courtroom. I mean, if his friends were assassinated and were there to revenge, picking the courtroom as the place of the crime scene is not the smartest thing to do. So this additional ganigwane that they're adding is absolute hogwash. And quite frankly, an embarrassment. I keep telling whoever is writing the storyline, verify it with us, members of the public jury. We can even help you perfect it, because your storytelling skills, script writing, has been poor since the moment you decided there were intruders at the SENZO MEYIWA trial, and there was no bullet, but then the bullet was found the next day in between the bulletproof glass jars of Kelly Khumalo. Has anyone noticed we haven't even said the name Kelly Khumalo in weeks? Let alone SENZO MEYIWA, the actual deceased. We are here in this state mess. And boy, oh boy, did Mnisi make a ridicule of the state's heads of argument. My lord has got no choice. He's got no choice but to rule against Baloyi. per usual at this point, okay? But I'm gonna end this video right here. Of course, I'll be uploading another one for you, okay? Drop a one in the comment section if you're ready for the next video, because I think it's going to be T-Girl. No, why do I keep saying that? It's going to be Mnisi Wemvula giving us an account of how he imagines Mahola offered Gwawini to just go away silently. But we'll talk about that in the next video, because I have an interesting take on that, okay? Definitely different from Mnisi. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye!